Elon Musk believes he's president. I've called him vice president. I called him president. You know who? Stay away from the stairway.
Elon Musk has filed an $80 million defamation lawsuit against Whoopi Goldberg and the hosts of The View. The legal action stems from comments made by Goldberg on the show, which Musk claims were harmful to his reputation and character. The statements in question allegedly suggested that Musk and J.D. Vance were involved in a scheme to manipulate government control if former President Donald Trump were removed from office. This high-profile lawsuit has sparked widespread discussion across media platforms, raising questions about free speech, accountability, and the ethical responsibilities of television talk shows. Musk contends that Goldberg's remarks not only distorted his actions, but also propagated unfounded conspiracy theories that could damage his public image. The comments, which included speculation about Musk and J.D. Vance plotting a government takeover if Trump were ousted, have drawn sharp criticism and sparked heated debates. While some supporters view Musk's lawsuit as a bold stance against biased media and misinformation, others see it as an attempt by a billionaire to suppress criticism. As this high-profile case unfolds, it has the potential to establish a significant precedent for how public figures address media defamation in the future. Musk's decisive legal action underscores his willingness to challenge media narratives and defend against what he considers baseless and harmful attacks. At the core of the lawsuit are allegations of defamation and slander. Whoopi Goldberg and her co-hosts on The View are accused of falsely claiming that Musk and J.D. Vance were conspiring to gain governmental control through covert plans. Musk asserts that these statements were entirely unfounded and made with malicious intent to harm his reputation. His legal team argues that such remarks were designed to mislead viewers and tarnish his public image. The lawsuit further emphasizes that irresponsible statements like these can erode public trust and contribute to societal division. Musk maintains that media outlets must be held to higher standards of accountability, particularly when their claims involve serious accusations that could provoke fear or hostility. Supporters of Musk have echoed his position, arguing that celebrities and television personalities should not be permitted to make unfounded allegations without evidence. Critics, however, contend that Musk's lawsuit might be an attempt to stifle dissent, raising concerns about the implications for freedom of expression. The controversy highlights the broader issue of accountability in media, particularly when deliberate and repeated promotion of debunked claims is at play. Critics of such behavior argue that figures who claim to represent honesty and progressive values must adhere to higher standards of truthfulness. When falsehoods are persistently shared, even those widely discredited by fact-checkers, public trust in discourse erodes. Regardless of individual perspectives, this case underscores a larger tension between the principles of free media and the need for personal accountability. It has sparked widespread debate about truth, integrity, and the ethical responsibilities of public figures and media platforms in shaping public opinion. Musk's lawsuit has sparked widespread reactions, drawing strong support from his fans and critics of mainstream media. Many view his legal action as a justified move to combat misinformation and promote accountability in journalism. Social media has been abuzz with hashtags like Support Elon and Cancel The View trending across platforms. Supporters argue that The View has a history of making inflammatory and baseless claims about public figures, and Musk's lawsuit could serve as a turning point in holding such outlets accountable. Comments on Musk's post reflect growing frustration with mainstream media, with many accusing them of exploiting falsehoods for ratings. Proponents also emphasize Musk's advocacy for free speech and transparency, seeing the lawsuit as consistent with his broader efforts to ensure fairness in media narratives. However, some skeptics warn that Musk's immense wealth and influence could potentially intimidate critics and suppress dissenting voices. This case continues to fuel debates about the balance between media freedom, accountability, and the power dynamics at play in high-profile legal battles. Musk's supporters remain steadfast, emphasizing that his lawsuit isn't about silencing critics, but about establishing a standard for ethical journalism. The case has sparked discussions about the media's role in shaping public opinion and the responsibilities of influential hosts like Goldberg. The View has faced criticism over the years for its controversial discussions and perceived sensationalism. Many accuse the show of favoring inflammatory commentary over factual reporting. Musk's lawsuit has only amplified these concerns, with critics alleging that the show often targets high-profile individuals to attract viewers. The lawsuit draws attention to what many see as a recurring pattern of biased narratives promoted by the hosts without proper accountability. Supporters of Musk highlight previous controversies surrounding The View, questioning the show's credibility and journalistic integrity. Calls to cancel the program have resurfaced, with critics accusing it of promoting division and spreading misinformation under the guise of entertainment. Musk's advocates argue that his lawsuit could compel networks to reconsider their editorial practices, placing greater emphasis on accuracy and accountability. Others, however, contend that canceling the show is not the solution. They suggest implementing stricter regulations and more robust fact-checking processes as a way to address misinformation. While it remains unclear how this lawsuit will impact The View's future, it has reignited discussions about the ethical responsibilities of talk shows in delivering truthful and respectful content to their audiences. One of the most contentious elements of Musk's lawsuit is the claim that The View incited violence. According to Musk, Goldberg allegedly made remarks about someone tripping Trump, a comment he argues could be interpreted as encouraging harm. This accusation has further polarized opinions and added another layer of complexity to the ongoing debates about media accountability and free speech. Goldberg later attempted to clarify her statement, explaining it was meant as a lighthearted joke about her cat, saying, "My cat lays in wait for me on the stairs all the time, and that's what I was thinking of. I wasn't trying to suggest anyone was actually standing there hoping he would trip." However, critics argue that, even if intended as humor, such remarks can be harmful when broadcast to millions. Musk's supporters stress the dangers of normalizing violent rhetoric, particularly in today's politically charged climate. They argue that media personalities must be more mindful of their words, given their significant influence on public opinion. Conversely, critics of Musk's lawsuit claim it overextends the interpretation of Goldberg's comments and poses a risk to satire and free speech. Regardless of intent, the controversy has reignited debates about the boundaries of humor and political commentary in mainstream media, underscoring the delicate balance between free expression and the responsibility to avoid inflammatory or harmful rhetoric. Musk's lawsuit could become a pivotal case for defining the boundaries of free speech, satire, and incitement, potentially shaping how similar claims are handled in both legal and public forums. The case has also drawn attention to perceived media bias, particularly within liberal outlets like ABC. Critics argue that networks like ABC prioritize narratives aligned with their political views, with shows like The View catering to specific audiences by promoting opinions that often lack factual backing. This criticism reflects broader concerns about the integrity of mainstream media and the erosion of public trust in traditional news sources. Media bias, critics claim, fosters misinformation and societal division, ultimately undermining democracy and constructive public discourse. Supporters of Musk's lawsuit view it as a necessary step to confront these issues and demand accountability from influential media platforms. Opponents, however, caution that such legal actions could set a precedent for censorship and suppress freedom of speech. Regardless of the outcome, the lawsuit underscores the growing mistrust in traditional media and highlights the public's demand for higher standards and greater accountability in journalism. Musk's lawsuit could prompt networks to reassess their editorial practices and emphasize the importance of balanced reporting. Critics of The View have highlighted what they perceive as hypocrisy from Goldberg, referencing past clips where she expressed admiration for Trump. In one such clip, Goldberg is seen praising Trump, calling him a friend, and saying, "He put me in movies a long time ago. How much did I judge?" Nothing. "I love you, I'm telling you." These remarks starkly contrast with her more recent negative comments about him. Supporters of Musk point to these inconsistencies as evidence of media opportunism and a lack of authenticity. They argue that such shifts in narrative reflect The View's broader tendency to prioritize sensationalism over factual reporting. These examples, they claim, call into question the credibility of Goldberg and the show as a whole, further underscoring the public's demand for more consistent and transparent journalism. Critics of Musk dismiss the claims of hypocrisy against Goldberg, arguing that it's natural for opinions to evolve over time. Nevertheless, these resurfaced clips have added fuel to the controversy, intensifying scrutiny of Goldberg's statements and actions. For Musk's supporters, this perceived inconsistency bolsters their call for media accountability, while opponents see it as a distraction from broader issues. Musk's lawsuit has amplified demands for higher standards in media, with his supporters arguing that shows like The View should face consequences for spreading misinformation and defamatory remarks. They see this legal action as a critical step toward restoring integrity in journalism by challenging reckless commentary. Critics, however, worry that the lawsuit could set a troubling precedent, potentially stifling open dialogue and criticism. Despite differing opinions, the case underscores a growing call for media reform and the need for ethical practices in journalism. Whether the lawsuit succeeds or not, it shines a spotlight on the balance between accountability, free speech, and the responsibilities of influential media platforms. What's your take on Elon Musk's lawsuit? Is it a necessary push against misinformation, or does it risk suppressing free speech? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more content like this.